In today's video, I show you how to change your default Docker vDisk to a directory so that you never run out of space. Has this error popped up on your server? Ugh. Do you have to keep increasing your Docker vDisk size? What about when you're checking fix common problems? Do you have the Docker image getting full error popping up there? Today I'm going to show you how to change it from a vDisk to a directory. There are some upsides and some downsides to it. The upside is you'll never get that message again. The downside is if you don't have your Dockers configured properly, you could be dumping all kinds of data in there and you wouldn't really know it. But that's easily avoidable if you make sure you have them set up correctly and you keep an eye on it just to make sure. Now, let's get our Docker vDisk changed to a directory. Before we get started, have you signed up to receive our newsletter? It's a monthly publication with Unraid news, written out guides, and more. Also, come join us on Discord. It's a growing community where you can post questions and answers to tech questions, along with just hanging out with like-minded people. Join now so you don't miss out. I left links below so you can just go click on those and get started. Before we do this, I wanted to warn you that it's going to delete every single container that we have, just so you know they're easy to get back, so don't freak out, but it's coming. And the way I'm going to do it is reversible, so we can go back if we have to. That being said, if you followed my app data backup video, then it's a good idea to run a backup first, just so you know that you have everything. I'll leave a link for that video in the description as well. All right, first thing, if you have a custom Docker network set up, then you're going to want to note the exact name of it because we're going to have to put that back in. So to do that, let's jump over to our Docker tab. Under the network heading here, you'll see the different types. Right here, you see bridge. I've got the folder plugin installed, so you can't see them. So let me expand one of these. And you can see this one's bridged. That one's bridged. Bridged. And here you can see bridge on this one, and then these are all on my Alien Proxy custom network. Write down your name. Make sure you get it the exact spelling that you've got it here, uppercase, lowercase, all that exactly the same. We're going to be needing this later. Once you've got that down, let's go up to settings. We're going to go to Docker. And here where it says enable Docker, we're going to change this from yes to no. We're going to turn off the Docker service. All right, once you've got that set to no, go ahead and hit apply. So now we just have to wait for the Docker service to stop. And once that's stopped, you can look here and you'll find the Docker vDisk size. This is the current virtual disk size. Right now mine's set at 40 gigs and I'm getting the message that I'm getting low on space. So normally I'd have to go and increase that to another 50 gigs or 60 or something of that nature. But switching it to the directory style, we won't have to worry about that anymore. And if you look here under Docker data root, you'll notice that it's listed as a Btrfs vDisk. Then the vDisk location is under /mnt/user/system/docker, and then the name of the file, docker.image. You notice now that this pops out, delete vDisk file. But before you do this, give it a couple days, make sure that all your containers are working properly and everything is the way you expect it. If not, we can go back to the same spot and just select this image and then not delete it, but we can just apply it and it'll start right back up with the way it was before we changed to the directory structure. If you've given it a few days and everything's working good, go back into here, drill back to where the location of that Docker image file is, select delete vDisk file, and then hit delete. So at this point, we're going to change this from Btrfs vDisk to a directory. So drop down and select directory. Now you'll notice that the vDisk is gone over here and it doesn't have the size listed here. If you look at the Docker directory, you notice that it's changed and it's added another /Docker because our current image is listed under this first Docker. We could get rid of this and just have it in the root one, but I'm going to leave it the way it is because we can go back and revert if we have to. So at this point, just go ahead and hit apply. Now we want to go back to the top here and enable the Docker. So enable Docker, we're going to change from no to yes, and then hit apply again. And then we hit done. So now the Docker service should be back enabled. Let's jump to our Docker tab. So now's a good time to panic because everything's gone. What the heck happened? But it's easy enough to get the stuff back, so don't stress. If you had containers set to use a custom Docker network, then we're going to need to recreate that custom network before we reinstall the containers. Otherwise, you'll have to edit each container afterward. Let's get that done. We're going to go up to the terminal, click on the terminal icon, terminal window pops up. We're going to type in there Docker network create, and then the name that you had written down earlier. For me, it was Alien Proxy. Double check, make sure you got everything spelled correctly, and then press enter. And you should be good. Go ahead and type exit to get out of that window. Now let's go to our apps tab. One of the wonderful things about Unraid is that it remembers the previous apps that you had installed, and it makes it really easy to reinstall them. So if you look over on the left-hand side, you'll find installed apps and then previous apps. Under previous apps, you'll notice that it says Docker and plugins. The plugins should remain unaffected, so we're just worried about the Dockers. So go ahead and click on Docker underneath previous apps. Now On the right here, it's filtered out all the Docker containers that we have previously installed. This could be Docker containers that you installed once, tried it out, didn't like it, and uninstalled it, or ones that you had currently installed. It doesn't know which ones you had installed. It's just a list of all of them that you'd installed at one point in time. So what I'm going to do is go up to the top here where it says select all on page. I'm going to select that, and you'll notice that each one of them now has a check mark, so it's going to grab that. I'll look through the list, and if there's anything that I do not want installed, something that I had removed in the past or didn't work quite right, you'd find that and you just uncheck it. Like the invoke AI here, not that it doesn't work, it's just a huge package, and I can deal with that one later. Down at the bottom, it's going to say displaying one of however many. In my case, it's 32, and there's multiple pages, page 1 and page 2. And you may have more pages than this, or you may have less. But just so you know, when we did that select all on page, it's just doing that page. So let's jump to the next page. So we'll hit page 2 or just the arrow over. Once again, select all on page. Look through the list, make sure you want everything that's in there. Yep, those all look good to me. So we're going to scroll to the bottom now, and where it says install blank number selected applications, go ahead and click onto that. Pops up a little notice window, basically saying that it's going to install however many Docker containers you'd selected, and that they'll be installed utilizing the most recently saved template with no interaction on your part. That's what we'd like, so go ahead and hit yes, install them. Now we need to wait a long time for them to all reinstall. It's got to download all 31 packages for me, install them, and set them up. It's all automated, you just got to sit back and relax. So while that's installing, if you're getting some value from this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. And subscribe while you're down there. If you're feeling generous, why not look at becoming a Patreon as well? I'll leave a link below. All right, so at this point, I'm just going to pause it here, and I'll be back in a moment. All right, I'm back. Once you've got them all reinstalled, let's go back to our Docker tab and make sure everything looks good. Click on Docker. There you go. Everything is up and running. Let's go into one and make sure that it's actually good. I'm going to open up Radar, sign in. There we go. Right back to where it was at before we changed from a vDisk to a directory. Get out of there. The one adjustment we're going to have to make here is to turn the Autostart back on for the containers that we want to Autostart. If you have Docker folders running, then I would just go ahead and expand them all. If not, they're all going to be in one list anyhow. Once you've got those turned on, then you're pretty much good to go. If you had your container set to use a custom Docker network and you did not recreate the custom network before we installed all the packages again, then what you're going to see underneath this network here is the ones that were set to a custom network are going to say none. It's an easy fix. Let me show you how to do that real quick. Once again, we're going to have to go create that network. So you're going to open up a terminal window and type in Docker network create, then the name of the network that you had. In this case, I had Alien Proxy. Then you press enter, and it's going to create that network for you. Mine's already running, so I don't want to do another one. Once you've done that step, though, and you've got it created, then you're going to look through the list here, and any containers that say none, you're going to have to click on the text to open it up. Find where it says network type. It'll be listed as none, just like that. Then you're going to change this to whatever your custom network is. Scroll to the bottom and hit apply. That'll go through and change the network connection for it, and then you should be good. You repeat that process for each of the Docker containers that say none underneath the network tab. Like I said, make sure that Autostart is turned on for all the containers that you want it to Autostart. So now you can stop panicking. You can sit back and relax, as now all your Docker containers are all up and running again. Now you have the Dockers moved to a directory instead of the old Btrfs image. Now it can grow and grow as you add new containers, and you won't get that message anymore that you're running out of space. Just remember to keep an eye on it. Now that it's a directory, it could fill up your entire array. Make sure your Dockers are set up correctly, and you should be fine. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And check out one of these next. And I'll see you in the next one.